This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
Man, the cost of things are just out of control. I'm honestly tired of talking about inflation. Are you too tired of talking about, like, hearing about inflation and just everything that's going on in the news and pricing?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. So I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but people are very price conscious right now because just everything's so expensive. Valerie, my wife, and I have this long-standing joke. We've been married coming up on 11 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And when we first got married, she was joking with me about, like, hey, do you even know what things cost at the store? Like that old game show, The Price is Right. I would 100% lose. But I would win the game show, The Price is Wrong. Like, hands down, I would win that. And when we started, when we were married, she's like, you don't even know how much eggs cost. Like, how much would you think a dozen eggs costs? And I was like, I don't know, $1 an eggs, like $12. She's like, and she was like laughing at me.
That's a COVID price.
She's like, that's ridiculous. But now here we are. Eggs are getting pricey, you know?
Yeah.
And so everybody's just paying attention to pricing. And so when somebody goes to sell their home, there's a lot of costs obviously involved in that. There's the realtor fees, the closing costs, taxes. Good old Uncle Sam's going to get his piece. But then if you tack on staging, a lot of people are concerned, hey, is it worth it for me? Is that if I spend this money staging the home, am I going to get that money back and then some? And that's why, like, I'm a firm believer in staging. Like, here at Made for More, we are advocates of staging a property because they've just been shown to sell faster and for more money. Like, hands down, you know, without exception, your home is probably hands down, without exception, your home is going to benefit from staging. But there's some different options when it comes to staging. So the first thing that we do, and it's like, we're such believers in this. Every single seller we meet with, we give them the option, say, hey, what we recommend is you have a home readiness consultation. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
A home readiness consultation with our stagers, Premier Home Staging and Design. Mm-hmm. And they'll walk you through on how to get your home show ready, because homes that are staged take better pictures, show better online, and sell for more money. And so when you're walking through, so there's a couple different options. Do you mind walking us through that? The first option is you go in and you provide the consultation because, unfortunately, like, it doesn't make sense to stage owner-occupied homes, correct?
For us, yes.
For us, yeah.
For us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And would you mind some people are not sure why. Do you mind sharing a little bit, like, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Well, typically people are living in the home still, and there may be kids, there may be animals.
It's wear and tear.
It's wear and tear on our
furniture,
our
and your equipment, essentially.
Yeah,
rugs,
pillows, our soft goods. You know, it's just you end up getting that, you know, pet smell in them, and we can't reuse them.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just cost prohibitive. It's
Correct.
Essentially what it is.
Right. Yeah.
So for those people, but a lot of people are selling their homes and they need to live in them until they sell. That's where the home readiness consultation comes into play, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, and so when you're going through the home readiness consultation, what are some typical things that you recommend? Like, we've talked about lowering the pitch. Like, I'm not going to be able to unsee it. Like, here in the studio, there's pictures everywhere, and I'm like, oh man, this should probably be a little bit lower. But we talked about lowering photos. What are some other tips that you have?
So basically, when we go in for those consultations, we are trying to stage the house with their items. So we will give suggestions of rearranging furniture, removing furniture, lowering art, centering furniture on windows or
like a deep
chandeliers.
Clean. Yeah.
We recommend deep cleaning the house, cleaning the windows, interior and exterior.
Making sure the light bulbs are all the same color and they all work.
Yeah.
That's a pet peeve of mine when I walk in and I'm like, oh my gosh,
it's
come on.
those light bars in the
light, and they have so many. Yeah, they have so many lights.
There's like 12 and there's like 6 that don't work and the other 6 are 2 different colors. You're like, okay, let's go buy a dozen light bulbs.
Yeah, we can fix this. This is going to be worth it.
It's just distracting. Yeah.
Correct. That's a good word, distracting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then depersonalizing. So we recommend them taking all of their personal photographs down so that the prospective buyers can visualize themselves in the house. And then without being too nosy and going into their cabinets and closets, I just kind of give the suggestion that they be minimally
organized and packed up.
Have minimal in there, because subconsciously when somebody opens up a closet or a cabinet and it's full and not organized, they think there is not enough storage in this house.
Oh, absolutely. Like when you walk into new construction homes, they have like one robe hung there. Like it's this huge walk-in closet and there's one robe.
Yes.
And so we get it. If you're living in the home, obviously you need your clothes. But if it's summertime, do you really need all the coats and boots and all that stuff?
And that's what I suggest. I say to keep the items that they use the most. If there are, we all have items in our closet and cabinets that we don't use. It's just where they are.
It's where they live.
Living.
Or they've gone to die, depending on the situation.
So that's when I say pack it up or purge and get rid of it. If it's something that you don't need, you'll be ahead of the game, at the end, and you'll be partially packed.
You're right. You're moving.
The load will be lighter.
The load will be lighter. The work's done. Yeah. And it's really an opportunity, to purge, as you say. My wife, so I do this thing where once a week, typically on Sundays, I try to find something in the house to donate. And the problem is that sometimes you get in that purge mentality. Have you ever experienced that where you're like, oh, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. And next thing you know, it's a week later and Valerie's asking where all these things are. And I did not. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Val. So anyways, purging is definitely a benefit of moving. You get to lighten the load. But many sellers, in my experience, are very uncomfortable with the conversation of depersonalizing. Like this is still their home. Like they're still emotionally attached to it. But there's also some instances, particularly like law enforcement, where they want the home depersonalized. Like they don't want their family pictures on the internet. Mm-hmm. So when you're talking about depersonalizing, like what does that mean? Like in detail, what does that look like?
It's just taking down family photos off of the walls, or, if you have frames on your shelves. And it just allows the buyer to picture themselves in the homes. But it's hard when you have all of these other people living in the home.
You're looking at their family experience, and it just can be distracting. Like just clearing off the refrigerator of all the kids' art and things like that. So
I used to not get the fridge thing, but now that I have two kids, we're getting drawings up there. They're not drawings, they're scribbles.
They're Picassos.
Picasso. Yeah, they wish they were Picassos.
And then a lot of times there will be like personal signs that say something,
like politically or religious.
Yes,
like
that.
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, that type of stuff. Or, what's another one? I don't know. A sign that says family, and then they'll have their photos underneath of it. Or those types of things we recommend taking down.
And clearing off like bathroom counters and things like that. So it's just the minimal stuff that are,
Yes, that would go along with like taking all of your personal products off of your countertops in the bathrooms and out of the shower, because nobody really likes to see that, And so when you take those items away, it seems like you're looking more at a vacant home than a home that somebody's
You get to see the
in.
countertop, you get to see the mirrors and things you're not distracted by.
And you can envision putting your things in those places as a buyer. So, quick story, Valerie and I traveled all 50 states together.
Nice.
Before deciding where we wanted to live. Spoiler alert, Roseville. There we are. But we in that travels, the whole western half of the United States, we did it in a 1988 Toyota pickup with a camper shell on the back.
Okay.
And so I made this little bed, for lack of a better term. It was basically a piece of plywood that would go over the wheel wells. And so we would sleep on the bed, and then all of our camping stuff and all of our stuff would go underneath. And our little dog, he would stick his head through the window when we're driving down the road, but then we'd put him in his crate in the cab. So that way Valerie and I, because 1988 Toyota pickup, we're not talking about a full-size truck here.
Right.
Like it's very small. But so there was always this stage where, hey, we have to have all the stuff. We have to have the air compressor. We got to have the clothes. We got to have the food. We got to have the propane. We got to have the ice chest. We were packing this car up. But then when we got home, we always had the task of getting everything out of the truck because it didn't make sense on the day-to-day life to have all that stuff with me all the time.
Yeah.
And so when somebody's selling a home, it's kind of similar. Like, yes, you live there. You want all the soaps. You want all the clothes. You want everything because that's easy access in the moment. But right now you're going in transition. This is not forever. This is just for right now.
Yes.
And so just purge, depersonalize. It's not
pare it down.
pare it down. It's just for a spell. So it's kind of like
a season.
It's just for a season. Yeah, exactly. And so when I'm starting to see a lot of people. Have you seen any of this stuff online where people are talking about, this is my home, my space. Like, I'm going to paint the walls whatever color I want to paint it. And if the buyer doesn't want it, then they're not the buyer for me. Have you seen any of that?
I've seen it, but that's them leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your house, your rules, but just understand the consequences maybe of what.
That's usually something else that we recommend at the consult is if there are any brightly colored walls, we always recommend bringing them back to a basic color.
A neutral.
A neutral.
Mm-hmm. So this is a good point. So when I've been doing this, I got licensed in 2015, and there were a lot of browns, like real estate beige was the neutral color. What are you seeing as the neutral colors now?
Well, it's been a gray or a greige, which is a combination.
Greige, I like that.
Yes.
A mushroom, if you will.
But it's actually, that trend is going away.
The real estate beige or the greige?
The greige.
Okay.
The gray. And it actually is going, a lot of people are going white.
Yeah.
Just
a warm white.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening.
The names of these colors are just hilarious to me. What is a warm white? Like,
it's a white that has some warmth to it. It's not stark.
It's not clinical.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we're all looking around, but it's the radio.
These are warm lights we're under.
Okay.
But if
that's a white light.
That's a white light. So if all the lights were that bright.
So you'd want a warm light.
Yeah, you don't want it to look sterile.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting because a lot of people are like, hey, like sometimes sellers will say, hey, I know we want neutral color, so I have the painter coming out. They're going to do that real estate beige. I'm like, hey, hold up.
Whoa,
hold up. So not real estate beige, maybe not even greige.
Correct.
But more like a warm white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I learned something new. So, all right, well, thank you so much. Coming up next, we have our last segment where we're going to be talking about the history of Premier Home Staging and Design and how they can help you.
Mike, I feel like one of the reasons that my kids are generally happy is because they trust me. They trust me and mommy to provide and take care of them and protect them. And so they have that peace of mind. And I think that's true for all of us. When we can trust someone, we get that peace of mind. Like, for instance, selling your home can be super stressful. But if you have someone like Johnny Jennings and the Tom Daves real estate team, you don't have to worry. You don't have to stress out because he's going to take care of you like he did for Jessica and Austin. They wanted to sell their home in Orangeville and buy in Granite Bay. Thanks to Johnny Jennings and his amazing marketing strategy, it was super easy. The process was fast, and they sold the home in the very first weekend, had multiple offers. And you know what? Johnny Jennings can do the same for your family.
Yeah, so get that peace of mind when you call Johnny Jennings and the Tom Daves real estate team at 855-TOM-DAVES, or you can go online to tomdaves.com. That's TomDaves.com. If you're curious what kind of offers you can get on your home, or maybe you just want a cash offer and you just want to be done, they can take care of all of that. Johnny and his team will make sure that you are taken care of and your home is going to be sold and you are very, very happy. Again, 855-TOM-DAVES, or go online to tomdaves.com. License number 581837.